a hand for this guy, huh? Hey man, what an honor to be here, man. First time in Stockholm, Sweden, and haven't seen much but rain, hotel, and you wonderful people. But if that's all I see, it's already been a success, man. I love coming to these events and just being engulfed with a million different personal, journeys for excellence. What I love about fitness and this journey and stuff is that we learn so much about ourselves by going through adversity. Yeah, we go to the gym, right? And we give it a valiant effort and dedication. We stay on track. And we start to see that change, that hard work pays off. We see it in our body. We look in the mirror, we're like, yeah, we're getting there, right? And we start to develop a physique in the mirror. The vanity says we're doing something right. But what is really coming right behind that is the greatest form of your return on investment in the gym, which is the mental confidence that you achieve something. Yeah, A to B in the mirror looks great, but as you sit there, you're a capable person, you're like, I applied hard work, dedication, sacrifice, due diligence. I stayed true to the course, overcoming adversity, and at the end of it all, here I am capable, looking in the mirror, knowing I did it right. I can take those lessons learned in the gym that no one can give you. You have to earn them and apply them to all spheres in life. To be a better husband, to be a better role model, to be somebody that goes in the corporate world from mailroom to CEO. Everything is possible because you have those character fundamental building blocks of dedication and sacrifice and diligence. Whatever's thrown at you, you know you can manipulate with your ability and your skill and your confidence to see it through. You cross that finish line and be the person you've always wanted to be. That's what you learn in the gym. Everyone thinks the gym is all about just putting on a big bicep or something else, or has big ego. No, it's about becoming the potential, the true potential of who you really are. And when you can do that with a partner or somebody else, and I always say that champions, they come in these pairs of two, because two people battle themselves into perfection, where they're better together than they could ever be as an individual. That's some powerful stuff, guys, and that's what we've learned in the gym. Now, in the gym, there's a million things. There's the good, the bad, and the ugly. And you guys have seen them all. I'm here to talk to you guys about them all. I'm here to break a lot of stereotypes, cliches. There's a lot of things out there. And again, the owner of this organization probably doesn't want me saying that, but there's a lot of stuff out there right now that's selling to your lethargic ass nature. They're selling you supplements saying, hey, you don't need to work so hard and you can get a better body by taking this stuff we're selling. You don't need to do that hard training. I got a quicker solution. You don't need to get up early in the morning, just pop this pill. They're giving you all these shortcuts, selling to your lethargic nature. My friends, there is no quick fix to a long-term situation that settles, when the dust settles and the crowd stops cheering, that you are sitting there with pride and respect. That doesn't come easy. You've got to work for that. Out there, they sell things to you guys. I'm here to to light a fire under it, more or less. Tell you the real truth of it all. I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing it for about 15 years or so. And I've had ups and I've had downs. And the greatest times I've ever had is in the downs. It really is, and I know it sounds weird, but that's where I get to learn so much about who I am, what I'm about. Everybody has a big cheering audience and a fan club when they're on top. It's real easy to be the man or the woman at that point, right? Where everyone's kissing your fucking ass. That's easy. But what about when you're on the bottom, man, and everyone leaves? Who are you then? That's where you get to find out what you're really made of. And if you build it strong from that fundamental block, as you come back up, that you find in the gym so many ways of which to hone it and strengthen it, when you get to the top, it never dissipates. I'm up here basically as a Q&A, guys. I'm here to answer a lot of your questions. I'm going to feed off of your energy. I love the hard questions. I'm going to shoot it to you real, man. I'm not going to give you the cookie-cut solution. I'm not going to give you what you want to hear. I'm going to give you what works, what's worked for me. if you want to build, if you want to lose, if you want to cardio. The gym is so wonderful because it's the means to every end. It's not the ends in itself, meaning you go to the gym for a purpose, for an end state goal. You must know that goal before you go to the gym, because the gym itself can be manipulated so many things, whether you're going to be a marathon runner, a bodybuilder, a fitness guy, an athlete. All these things use the gym in different ways to achieve that end goal result. If you don't know the end goal result, then your efforts aren't going to have any fruition. You're not going to get a return of investment for your time in the gym because you don't have a directional path. So I'm going to open it up to you guys, and I really, I don't know if we have a microphone, if we can get somebody that goes around and can give a microphone so we don't hear your question, or I'll just repeat the question, and then I'll answer it for you guys. So think of some questions. You know, diet, nutrition, bulking phases, dieting phases, cardio, muscle building cardio, drop sets, supersets, the confidence, mentality, overcoming fear and adversity, all these things I'd love to talk about. So whatever your question is, I guarantee you a lot of other people in here have the same exact question, but they're not asking the question. So who's going to be the strong one to start us off for us? Or do you guys want me to just start a question and answer myself? All right, here we go. What we got, Mike?
Yeah, I was wondering, you said that one of the things that you sell out there is supplements and they're crap. Is there anything that actually works and it's cool?
Sure, the question is, he's quoting me saying a lot of the stuff out there is crap. Does anything out there work? Any kind of supplements? What do you recommend? What are the best supplements you need? So, the number one supplement, guys, 99% of the whole deal is called natural intensity. Without that, nothing happens. If you don't have, like, you can take the best food, the best supplements and everything else, and you sit on the couch, it does nothing for you. You have to use that. If you don't use it, it's a waste of time. The whole purpose of supplementation, of dieting, of eating, your proteins and everything else, is for your body to absorb them. The only way your body absorbs anything is when you give it a demand of which to absorb it to. And I use the metaphor of a sponge a lot on my website. A sponge is your muscle, and a happy muscle, guys, is a nice, moist sponge. You know what I mean by that? Nice, moist sponge, where you can kind of wring it out, there's a lot of liquid in there. When you go to the gym and you start to work out, and you start to lift your biceps and tries, and just, what you're doing is you're burning the muscle glycogen. You're wringing that sponge out. You're depleting it of its energy source. At the end of the workout, all we have done is create a demand for our body to grow. We have not grown at all. If anything, we become weaker. In the gym, in the smallest point of the muscle is the sarcomere. In the sarcomere is 2 protein filaments. In the very smallest point of the muscle, there's cross bridges. When you contract and make a muscle, you bring the actin over the myosin filaments. Once you do that enough, those cross bridges rip. The protein filaments separate. That's what happens at the end of the gym. It's a healthy micro tear, but make no mistake about it, it's a tearing of the muscle. We have not grown at all. That is when the demand has been created. The sponge has wrung out. At that point, whatever you pour on the sponge is absorbed. There are good things to pour and bad things to pour. Once you learn what's out there, what your body needs, becoming a student of the game before you ever start to apply and play the game, and you understand the biochemistry, you understand why the body needs how many proteins, how many sugars, how much L-glutamine and amino acids, all this stuff. Then, when the body needs it, the demand's created, that sponge is dry, you pour it on it in a time matter of 45 minutes after the workout, and then its demand matched with supply, matched to 110% return of your investment in the gym, growth. Because after the workout, those fibers are just separated. Now you need rest nutrition for them to be elongated to the point of origin. That's the lengthening of the belly. That's increasing the muscle size. That has to happen over time with nutrition and everything else. To answer his question, in the nutrition field, the balanced diet is the ultimate diet, right? And I live in I'll get into that in a second, what I do. There's 6 major supplements you guys need. Protein is the first one. There's 2 forms of protein. There's a fast absorbing protein and a slow absorbing protein. Based on when you're taking it, you want either whey protein, which is your fast absorbing, or if it's not after a workout, you want sustained protein release in the body. That's your casein protein. That's the first thing you need. The other thing you need is L-glutamine or your BCAAs. your amino acids. I love L-glutamine because, like whey protein, it's the fastest absorbing of all the amino acids. And what are amino acids? They're the little bricks that form the wall called a protein filament. A protein is your eyes, your hair, your skin, your ears, your muscle. Everything you see is protein. To build any kind of protein strands in the body is a bunch of amino acids put together based on your DNA. L-glutamine is the fastest absorbing amino acid. Once we create the demand in the gym, we come out of the gym, we want to take whey protein, fast absorbing protein. We want to take L-glutamine, the fast absorbing amino acid. How much do we take? Based off your weight. There's only so much your body can absorb at one given time. So I'm from the US, so we're in pounds, and you guys are in kilograms. I'm not quite sure what the conversion rate is, but in pounds, I weigh 200 pounds. 0.25 grams per pound I weigh is as much protein as one body can take on at one given time. So right after the gym, if I weigh 200 pounds, times by 0.25 is 50 grams of protein I can take. So that goes into my shaker cup before I even go to the gym, I put in there. L-glutamine, 5 grams of that goes right in there also. Right after that, you take creatine. So there's 3 things so far. We got our proteins, whey protein and casein protein. We got our L-glutamine or BCAAs, which is your amino acids. Next is creatine. Creatine is not something you can take on the couch and grow a muscle. It doesn't work that way. Creatine helps you build the output of the muscle, the energy of the muscle. Creatine in a metaphoric way is like if you have a car, right? And it's an older car, it's a truck. And it's running okay, but not great. If you were to take the engine out of that truck and put a brand new engine in there, that vehicle can then perform a lot better, can it not? Yes, it can. It increases the output of the work. A greater output, the more demand and stress it can take on, the more growth you can get, meaning the more demand that can be created for recovery and rest outside the gym. So with creatine, it helps to build the output, the energy of the muscle and how it works. 5 grams of that is what your body needs after the workout, as well as before the workout and pre-workout training. I'll get into the pre-workouts later. So right now, recap, we got protein, we got our amino acids, L-glutamine and BCAAs, we got our creatine. The next supplement I recommend is something called HMB. HMB is an element in a metaphoric way, we'll say it's like the ozone around the earth. You all know the ozone layer is, right? It protects us. When you guys are doing hard workouts and you're pushing your body to the level that you have to failure and beyond, that's where growth is. Growth isn't when you hit failure and you stop. No one grows there. It's a person that has the intestinal fortitude to hit failure and then, use his partner to get 2 or 3 more reps. That's where all the growth is. That's where the championship legacy lives. It's in that post-mortem right there, not at failure, past failure. But when you go past failure like that, you're burning a lot of your muscles, glycogen's gone, you start the cortisol, that's the hormone in your body that really shuts your system down and will actually have a reverse effect on your body. Your body will go after your muscles to eat them up for energy in a state of which you're depleted in energy and oxygen, and you're really at the end of the tank. Cortisol will come in to shut your system down, basically. And when it shuts it down, it goes after your muscle mass for energy. HMB prevents that. HMB is an element, supplement you take, that's like an ozone layer around it, so when the cortisol comes to your muscle mass to break it down for energy, it kind of does a Heisman on it. It says, get the fuck out of here, we don't need you breaking us down, find energy somewhere else, we're trying to build this. Muscle mass in the body, guys, is not seen as something that's attainable. The body doesn't see it as like, oh, this is great, I look good. No, the body sees it as like extra mass, extra weight, gotta carry it around more. What it really sees it as is a supplied energy source. You tap into it at will because it's so easy for your body to break down muscle mass for energy. We don't want that. We want to continue to build the mass. When we're sitting there at 5% body fat and we're turning everyone's heads and we're landing covers and campaigns and commercials and TV roles and everyone's looking at us with sex appeal and this thing and all that, our body on the inside is looking like, dude, we're in the red, man. We're in trouble. We don't have enough supply of fat. We don't have enough cushioning. We are in danger zone, man. It does not like that. So what it will do, it will start to eat that when it needs the energy. You want to prevent that. HMB helps to prevent your muscles from your body eating your muscles in a tense workout. That makes sense. So I'm going to go recap again. Protein, amino acids, creatine, HMB. The last 2 things you really need, your multivitamin and omega-3 fish oils. That's really all you guys ever need. All these other things out there, guys. One, every company kind of sells the same thing. They have little tricks there, little tricks there. The winner in life isn't about someone who takes this or takes that. It's the person that goes to the gym every day, pays his dues every day. It's the marathon of life. Every day, in and out, becoming a student of the game, knowing when to take what you're taking. Because what overrides whatever you take is the time in which you take it. It doesn't matter what you eat, it's what your body absorbs. And I cannot say this enough. All these people, I don't want to get in that part yet, but remind me about how many meals you eat a day, because this 5-6 meals thing is dead. I mean, you shouldn't be doing 5 or 6 meals a day. So it's not what you eat, it's when you eat it. So if I'm doing 7 days split, right, Monday through Friday, my workout routine for me personally is day 1 I'm going chest, then back, then shoulders and arms and legs. Then I'm coming up on Saturday. On Saturday, based on my workout, if I'm seeing any kind of plateau, I'll either do Saturday a plateau breaker, which I'll get into, or if everything's going according to plan, I'm making good results, I'll go right back into day 1, being chest. And then I go, then back. Why is that order? Chest is a push, back's a pull, shoulders a push, arms, basically biceps intense, because triceps have already been hit on chest and shoulder day. And then I go into legs, and then I go right back. I don't have a rest day, do I? No, I don't, because I have enough rest in the 4 days before that body part that's sufficient enough for the recovery and growth I need before I create more demand for growth. When does that rest day come, and are they needed? Yes, they are needed. They're very important. I just don't plan them out because my schedule's so sporadic. I never know. I always try to get to the gym in the morning so I can knock it out. That's the only time of the day that I can guarantee I always get to the gym. If I push the gym workout to the afternoon, Murphy's Law hits me, something comes up, a meeting, or something's running late, who knows what, and something gets in my way, I cannot always guarantee I can get my workout in. And I'm not some meatheaded man. If I don't get to the gym, I don't know who I am or anything else. And it's like, I'm lost. And I'm not that kind of guy. I enjoy the process. I don't see the gym as work. I see it as love, and it makes me a more capable person. When I get up in the morning, I go to the gym. I come out there just fucking pumped up, man. I have this energy that you can't. Some people snort it. Some people shoot it, some people smoke it. I get sweat for it, man. And I'll tell you, man, it drives me throughout the day. I get in the morning, it's like 5 in the morning or something, I go get a workout in. I come out of that gym, maybe 6:30, I go back home. I see my neighbors coming out with their robes on and shit, their fucking belly, grabbing the paper and the coffee. And I'm just coming home from a jog, just fucking pumped, they're like, what's going on here, man? I go, life passing you by is what's going on, man. I'm on a mission. And when I start my day like that, man, the mind and the body connect. It's unstoppable. I take that momentum and take it to my next endeavor at work, or if I'm going to audition, or if I'm going, whatever I'm doing, I'm kicking ass in that. Because I'm already on 5th gear, man. You can't slow me down. When you combine that kind of mentality, backloaded with passion and love, that you believe in what you're doing, and second place is not an option. It really isn't. And it's not work, it's love. And it's funny, everyone around you will kind of talk shit about you. Saying, oh man, that's crazy, or he's out of control, this is that. They're talking that way because that's how bad they feel about themselves. When you start to succeed, guys, and start to achieve things, most people around you do not like that. Why? Because it's like a spotlight shining down on them when there are missed opportunities, when they could have been more, but they were hesitant in the starting gate. Instead of going for it, they stepped back a little bit. They weren't quite sure. They didn't have the confidence, which again is the greatest return on investment you get in the gym. Not the body. Yeah, the body's great. But you got that body by every day giving your all, a sacrifice, and still just going for it, right? And then you achieve this physique, and now you're like, man, if I do the same work ethic to anything, I'm going to be successful. So when an opportunity does come up, you're through the gates. You're going at it. You're not waiting for someone to support you in that endeavor. You're going for it. And as you go for it, you stumble a few times, but you get back up and finally adjust on fortitude, refacing the failures that you hit in your stronger form. And it's more of a high, man. when you try something, you fail first, and then you back research and you study your failures to the positive and see where to reapply your efforts more efficiently, and then you reapply that same challenge, and then you're successful. It's one of the sweeter highs in life, man. No chemical drug can ever fulfill you in that sense that way can. Your friends won't like that. Because as you start to rise up, like my neighbor, that fat fucker with a robe on and shit when I'm coming home, he doesn't like me jogging home all swollen up, feeling love and life and everything else, as he's sitting there trying to grab the coffee and a dog pistol on his blanket or something. He's bitching about this or that, and I'm coming home just positive. He doesn't like that, because he sees the differential of the man he could have been and the man he is. So they're hating on you for that. Look at that as a form of respect. Look at it as like they're basically saying, man, good job, but I don't have the nuts to say it to you, so I'm going to disguise the clapping in a way that's, you know, what are you doing, you're crazy. Learn that language code there, man. And then anybody that is a negative asset to your life, don't need them, man. Get around positive people. All right, that was a long answer for basic questions, but I rumble, man. Another question. What you got?
I have never heard of you. I don't know your name. I've been sitting for 20 minutes. I must say I'm really inspired. I love your message of it. It's not, you're not competing against anybody but yourself.
That's true.
Fantastic. Very much about gaining weight and bulking up and which supplements. Lovely. I'm a girl.
Sure.
I don't want to bulk up. I have love handles and I have cellulite. Like most girls do.
Right.
So what would you say about that?
I'll tell you the same exact thing. Great question. Thank you for sticking around and talking, or listening to a total stranger for so many minutes and not thinking I'm crazy yet. Most people right now would check the box psychotic and that would do it. Big misconception with all the women out there, guys. And I don't know why this is, but women are like, I don't want to lift too much weight. Because for some reason they think they lift some weight, all of a sudden they're going to like grow a dick overnight. I'm serious, they really think that. They think, if I lift any weight, I'm going to have a huge arm, and people are going to think, I wish it was that easy. I really wish it was that easy. The cool thing about training, and really being honest, is understanding how the body works, understanding nutrition, and it's a 4-part system, guys. The ideal body you have, there is a lifting aspect. This is for women and men. It's universal. You know, there's a lifting program that you have to do. There's a cardio program you have to do. And remind me to get to the cardio program, guys. There's so much I'm going to tell you on that one. That's gonna open some eyes. There's nutrition, supplementation, the food of which we take, and then there's the sleep program, the rest and recovery. Those are 4 things. It's like a table with 4 chairs and 4 legs. If we cut any one of those off, that table can fall over. They're both just as valuable. You can't give everything into lifting and then not rest. You'll lose that game. You can't give it all into cardio and not into nutrition. You gotta be an expert in all 4 of these. They are a little bit different between guys and girls because of what the end goal result is. The end goal result must be every individual person's goal to determine what they want. Do you want to lose weight? Is it the cellulite? Is it you want a bigger chest or bigger legs? Is it that you want to be able to press 300 pounds? Or that you want to run 30 miles? All these things are great goals, and the gym uses that goal to be, you can achieve it through the means of the gym. Women, the training of which you guys do is the same heart and soul that guys do. It's hitting failure and going beyond. There's, how is this? So, do you guys believe, like, when I say this, is like, it doesn't mean, you're blind. You're blind. You can't even see your body. Do you guys believe that the greatest high in the gym isn't what we see in the mirror, but that feeling you get inside after a hard workout, like that natural high you get? In order to get that natural high, you have to go to a point of failure and beyond. Now, if that failure for a guy, for example, is like, you know, you go looking for 6 to 8 sets, for a girl, it's the same thing. You want like 25 sets, 25 reps. So it's more of a conditioning lift, not a building lift. When you're working out, you are, if you want to put on size, it's based on your rep count. So every rep, guys, every set, there's 3 priorities to every set, and it's for girls and guys, it's the same exact thing. So every set, there's three steps. The first, second, and third is in order of importance. We never sacrifice one to get to two or three to get to one. It's in that order. The first is most important. You must achieve that before you go to point two. Must achieve that before you go to point three. Three priorities. They are form, speed, and then weight. The form, guys, is the fastest way to the body you want, whether it's to grow it big and gigantic, or to be toned and muscular, or to be sexy and curvy. It's the form. The form is, if you start to use momentum, right, in a curl, for example, well, what I'm doing is I'm taking away from the target muscle region. The biceps is what I'm trying to hit, so as I'm bringing it up, if I start to throw my hips into it and everything else, I'm taking away from all the time and effort I'm trying, I'm there for. I'm cutting it, I'm shooting myself in the foot. Why am I doing that? Because the body's mission is different than our mission. The body's mission is survival. You know, it doesn't understand that you tell me to lift 100 pounds with this one little muscle. When I have these legs and this back and everything else, and the body's like, "Damn, let me help you out, man. Why are you being so stupid? Why are you putting all this stress on this one little muscle?" So when you're doing that, that's your body just being smart. It's trying to help you. It doesn't understand you're trying to grow this one thing. It doesn't understand the size is growing that. It goes, "Man, we can lift it. We don't need all that size. There's more weight." It doesn't understand it. So you have to override the body's natural ingrained coding system. So if you can't do it naturally, then you just put your back on the wall, or you lay on the floor, and you do it right the proper form. The burn that you get with proper form, the burn, is the fastest bridge to transformation in any goal, whether it's being lean, muscular, or gigantic. It's the same thing. After we get the form correct, then we come down to the speed of the rep. The speed of the rep, two-part phase. There's a concentric, which is the lifting of the weight, which is the muscle flexed, forced to shorten. That's concentric. Then there's an isometric, which is a holding at a flex state, not moving in a positive or negative way, just holding it there in an isometric way. Then there's an eccentric portion, which is the lowering of the weight, the muscle flex, forced to elongate. That, by the way, is the greatest mass build of the rep. And that's what everyone rushes right through, because they're not a student of the game, they haven't studied anything. They just watch every other like idiot in there, and they go, throw it up, throw it back down, throw it right back down. They are missing out on the biggest growth right there. That's the biggest growth. You come up in a 2-second module. 1, 2, hold it, flex it, hold it, control it, bring it back down. 1, 2, 3, 4. That rep right there, proper form, and that speed will get you growth faster than anything else you've ever seen before. So give me another question. We'll go right back down here again? Okay. Oh, we got a microphone, all right.
Tell me about the motivation. How can you say motivation?
Motivation. God, that's the thing, man. I tell you, that's the only thing that's missing out there. That's the only thing that's missing out there. And it's the one thing that this world needs, and I don't care what year it is. If I'm up here talking about fitness, or Steve Jobs up here talking about the past Steve Jobs about a new iPad, whatever it is, it's the motivation to inspire the uninspired. We all have that green button inside of us. We all had that potential at birth. We all had the same seeds. It's not a genetic code. It's not like somebody has a big seed, someone has a small seed. We all have these seeds inside of us. They need to be nourished, and then they need to be ignited. That nourishment usually comes through two aspects: fear and failure. Those two things, my friends, is the fastest way to any kind of dream you've ever want to become. You want to find out who you are? You want to find out the right path? Face your fears. Your fears is a small window, self-created inside. You create that. It's an intangible, meaning it's not something you can touch and feel. You create it. You can destroy it too. It's a parasite feeding off you, the host, feeding off your confidence. You created that. If you're at the fork in the road, you don't know which way to go. Face your fears. Go down that path. Once you face your fears, you find out, one, they're very small. They're not as big as you create. And right behind that window, that door you create, is the fucking person you always wanted to be. If you face your fears, right behind that, you get blessed with confidence. You know, it's this internal pride that anything's possible. There are no longer problems in the world. They're just situations that you can work to your favor. You feel invincible. You're no longer the servant of life. You are running the day. The day is not running you. You're the master of the ship. It's got to be that way, but you never get that return. That investment return back to you until you can grab your nuts and be fucking, I don't care what happens, I'm gonna face it. If I fall, I'm gonna fall forward. You gotta have that mentality. Second place, or you guys play baseball at all? Baseball, sports, well, no? You guys play soccer, that's it, right? I don't have many metaphors, soccer. Anyway, in baseball, you'd be on first base, and people can steal, But you got it, I'm safe on first base, I'm on first base, I can't get out, right? I can't score either on first base. I've got to come off the bag, looking for second place. I might get picked off. It's in that danger zone, man. It's scary, man. Your anxiety's filled, there's pressure, the anticipation is the best form of life. That's when you're really living. You're not living, sitting back, drinking some wine, looking at your past achievements. That's dead, man. That's great, it's who you were, that's what made you who you are, but where are you going? Where are you living in the past? Success is a very dangerous road, guys. Success, because it's a double-edged sword. When you first get it, right, you put the sword in, it feels great, you achieve this success. Then the worst thing happens. People sit back on the loins with that success. Everyone's kissing their ass and sucking their dick, and they're like, yeah, man, you're the man, you're the man. He's like, yeah, I know I'm the man. But when you were the man yesterday, who are you today? Are we just looking back on who we used to be, or are we still that person? The saying that they say, never forget where you came from. That saying is about, don't forget the attitude you had. Don't forget the drive you had that got you to this level. Because if you still remember who that is, where we are right now is not the end, but just the intermission of where we can still go. Success is dangerous because when you first get it, you define it. You gave birth to it. It exists because of who you are. Then later on, you get a little weak, you get a little lethargic, you get a little lazy, right? And we sit back, and then we allow that coin to flip over. And then we become defined by that success. Meaning, that's not Greg. Before, that's Greg right there, man. He did this. Then later it's like, he's that champion named Greg. You understand the difference right there? One is moving forward and achieving. The other one has stopped achieving and is just living off the past name. How do you stay motivated? God, man, I get this question a lot, man. It's a baseball term would be baseball. You're sitting there, while the pitch comes in, you swing, and you miss, and you strike out. You know that feeling, right? You know that feeling, it sucks. Then the pitch comes in and you swing, and you crack it, it's a home run. You know that feeling. Both are the same efforts. One's successful, one's not. Thing is, when you're swinging, that's when the game's on. Prior to that game on, we have the opportunity right now to train. And the harder we train, increases the chances of success out here. I love hitting the ball out of the park. That feels so good to me. I hate the feeling of failure. I think about that right here. When I'm training with no one watching, when it's 5 in the morning and it's raining outside, everyone's sleeping, I'm trying to get ahead, not of them, but of my past self. Trying to achieve more than what I've done before. I don't use expressions like good enough. Good enough is not good. Good enough is saying, yeah, that's good enough. We don't know if it's enough, do we? No, because today isn't the day we're getting tested. Later in life, when that pitch comes in and we hit it out of the park, then we know that training was good enough or not. And doesn't it suck if we say, yeah, man, today's good enough, we did enough, and we strike out? Well, we can't go back and change it, can we? So in our training module, if we give it our all here, and we never say things like good enough, I ensure tomorrow you will always have enough. Because you give it your all, you give everything there. And when you give it all here, in the gym, in your training, in your studying, in your relationship, then you have the right to demand it. Not expect to demand it all out here. But it doesn't work the other way around. Motivation is imperishable. Just like confidence, meaning perishable, you use it or you lose it, like going to the gym. If you're lifting, you're building your biceps up, right? And then you go off partying for a week, you lose some of that strength. You don't keep your strength. It runs parallel with how you live. If you live like a fat ass, you look like a fat ass. If you train like a champion, you live like a champion. They parallel each other. If you stop doing it, it doesn't keep going. No, it comes back down to wherever you are. It's perishable. Use it or lose it. Success, when you get success, you get success, right? And it's dangerous, so you start to become defined of success. That's what happens with confidence too. You start to do the things that are normal, the things that are easy. You start going to the gym and you do the same workouts every day, the same workouts because they're easy for you, right? You know, you go into the gym to do leg day, right? It's not a good day for you, don't like legs. All of a sudden the hot girls are that day, they're like, fuck legs, man, I'm gonna do arms, I look good in arms, you know? I look good, I'm gonna impress her, I'm doing that. So we just gave her all this power, didn't we? She owns her ass, she doesn't even know she's walking in there with some pits that aren't even hers, the ass not even hers, hair's not even hers, and she is making us come off of our system. Where we want to go, we knew that's how we're going. But all of a sudden we're so quickly diffused for this. It's like, no, don't do that. Don't chase that. Chase your dreams, guys. When you chase your dreams and you stay on track, guess what? You don't need to chase anybody. They come chasing you. Because they want to be part of what you're doing. That's called leadership. But you gotta use it to lose it. You can't do the same thing over and over again and expect a different outcome. You gotta challenge yourself. You gotta face your fears. You know, the failures of life. In the gym, outside the gym, they are report cards with tremendous information and knowledge to how to improve where you are to where you want to go. But right now, you're stuck in the middle, man, of where you were and where you want to go. You don't know where to go, man. Look at your failures. There's a recipe of success on how to get to the next echelon. But you gotta be strong enough. You gotta be able to face that fear. You know, the perception, guys, the truth of the endeavor, whatever the truth is, underlining. Everybody here agrees that this is true. That's not as strong as the perception of the individual and how I see that truth. That's more powerful. Now, if you're in the gym doing something, you believe it, because you're there for a reason, it's not a matter of if, it's just when. For the people in the world that just don't talk the game, but come up here and walk the game, man. Woo! Very proud of you guys, man. You guys are all winners, man. But what I really love about this show, and this one in particular that Benaya started, this is the first time. What do you guys think of it? It's kind of unique. You guys digging it? Yeah. I'm loving it, man, because you know what it is? Fitness modeling is so much more than a body. It's a brain, a personality, a vision, a lifestyle, of a sledgehammer, basketball, all these different professions. That's what fitness is. It's part of everyday life. And when we use it in the right way, it enhances our life. It's not about just getting a six-pack. It's about getting the philosophy, the energy, you know, to overcome the fears and the adversities of life, to really find excellence in all spheres of life. If you guys are able to transform your body like all these champions have, they've gone to the gym every day and they built up this body by going through things called adversity, sacrifice, dedication, due diligence. Every day they put them to practice to create this. And what they also create is an undoubtable willpower, a belief in themselves, confidence, that they can take those same lessons and take into all these professions that they're showing right now and find excellence in those theaters as well. And that's what's so cool about Iron Man magazine in Sweden and stuff. It's more than just the look, it's the motivation of the lifestyle. And I think this category really it does a great job. Benaya's really brought that to light here. And I think the crowd likes it too, man. So it's really what it's about. It's not just the body, it's the mind too. And having that right motivation. So honored to be here, man. Congratulations.
Plitt is #1 fitness motivation in the world, and I can't believe I met him.
there's just only one person you should listen to, and that's Plitt. It's number one. And I'll meet him here again. I hope he'll come back to Sweden to talk to us, because he's the greatest.